Okay, picture this. Two fighters, the strongest from their respective verses, duking out in a final climactic battle, no holds barred. Countless story arcs, climaxes, and losses have led up to this moment, which may very well be the most important turning point in the entire story. The battle has been hard and arduous, and probably holds the series' rawest moments, but finally, the time has come, the climax of the conflict itself, the moment to throw out their greatest final attacks. The concept of a final attack is one as old as Shonen. Eventually, any series reaches that point where characters are throwing out moves like nothing before. However, even within the realm of the powerful, there are some attacks that appear to simply stand at the peak of their verse. In this video, I'll be looking at some of the strongest attacks to come out of the big three, old generation specifically, so Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, though I might look at My Hero Academia, Black Clover, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen in another video. I'll be ranking these attacks in terms of sheer attack potency and destructive power, so while some abilities might have more use in terms of combat and more practical applications, for the sake of this video, I couldn't care less. What I'm looking for is raw power, some real explosive stuff. To set some extremely basic rules, I'll be taking two things into note. 1. Abilities will be ranked off of three things: the extent of destruction they may cause, the range that this destruction reaches, as well as its general ease of use. So a spammable ability that can turn buildings into Swiss cheese will rank higher than one that can split a building in half maybe once a day. 2. Collaboration attacks that require help from others will not be counted, though I will be counting attacks that make use of a subjugated target or contained target, such as an inner vessel or unwilling power source. And that's pretty much it. If you have any opposing opinions or anything you want to add on, feel free to discuss them in the comment section down below. And hey, while you're passing on down, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's begin. Let's start with my personal favorite of the big three, Naruto, a series infamous for its frankly insane power creep, going from tactical ninja battles that required some degree of stealth to literal mountain-sized kaiju blowing up landscapes with sword swipes or nuclear blasts. Naruto is of course no stranger to ultimate techniques. There's a whole game series called Ultimate Ninja Storm, and oh boy, if we scale from those, things might get a little crazy. Anyway, there are three main options for the most destructive technique in the series, two coming from the very same arc. The Fourth Great Ninja War was an event that took thousands of lives, rewriting the entire structure of the ninja world entirely. However, at the pinnacle of this conflict was one final clash between two protagonists, Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha. Both characters had revealed a litany of new and impressive jutsu throughout the war, but it would be within their final battle that they would reveal their ultimate trump cards. By siphoning chakra from all nine-tailed beasts, Sasuke can fuel it directly into his full Susanoo, before channeling this immense chakra into an arrow formed from the lightning nature. This technique wielding the chakra from the most potent source in the world is named Indra's Arrow, and is Sasuke's penultimate jutsu. Similarly, by mixing in 6 pass senjutsu while fully transformed into Kurama, Naruto is capable of simultaneously casting a 6-pass Big Ball Rasen Shuriken and a Tailed Beast Ball Rasen Shuriken at the same time, creating the technique 6-pass Ultra Big Ball Rasen Shuriken. Wow, that was a mouthful, god damn. While not detonated on the ground, and thank god they weren't, these techniques were capable of creating an explosion so large that it engulfed the entire sky. Suffice to say, I wouldn't be surprised if these jutsu were capable of carving a massive part of a country out. While both immensely powerful and impressive in their own right, the true answer for the strongest technique in Naruto is honestly obvious. Kage Otsutsuki, as the progenitor of all chakra, is capable of many monstrous things, warping through dimensions, decaying opponents to ash, and the capability of absorbing most ninjutsu. All inherently powerful abilities, though the most potent technique she had showcased had to be her expansive truth-seeking ball. Capable of expanding with the power to obliterate and reshape the entire world, depending on how you read this, it's either capable of erasing entire dimensions or simply working on a planetary scale, though the latter seems more likely. Regardless, it is without a doubt the most powerful destructive technique ever showcased within Naruto. Now let's move on to Bleach, a series that started off as a villain of the week type story dropped behind a high school setting, before quickly escalating to catastrophic battles that held the entire fate of the world within the protagonist's hands. So of course, the scale of attacks also had to follow suit. One of these world-threatening conflicts was brought about by Sasuke Aizen, the usurper who threatened to topple all of Soul Society to achieve his goals. The conflict between him and protagonist Ichigo Kurosaki is what gave birth to one of the most recognizable final attacks in all of Shonen, the final Getsuga Tensho. Ichigo becomes his blade, conjoining himself to it before turning it into pure black energy in preparation to release his ultimate power. Once consumed, his Soul Reaper powers would completely disappear, but in return, he gains access to Mugetsu. Mugetsu generates a deep black blade within the user's hands, and once swung down, rushes forward to consume anything ahead of it before obliterating it. Capable of putting down a man who had literally survived his entire body being atomized moments earlier, or at least massively incapacitate him, it is without a doubt one of the strongest techniques in Bleach, though in truth, not the strongest. The Blood Warfare is another such world-threatening conflict faced by our protagonists. Within the events, many characters are forced to evolve or die, simply being the nature of war. But one such evolution was enough to turn the tides of the battle completely, that being Zaraki Kenpachi and his final unnamed release, Nozarashi. Even within its weaker state, a single swing from his blade was capable of splitting apart a meteor that threatened to flatten all of Soul Society, which at least is the size of countless cities stacked on each other. Capable of slashing through even space itself, while this attack potency is impressive, it gets even more insane in its Bankai state, allowing Kenpachi to ravage opponents with incomparable strength or even separate mountain-sized foes. While very impressive, the fact remains that the strongest single attack in Bleach emerges from the Captain Commander, Genryosei Shigekuni Yamamoto, Zanka no Tachi, his final release, Bankai. Capable of wielding a blade with the power to rival the sun, the hyper-condensed heat within this weapon is so great that if released in this state for too long, it would bring ruin to the entirety of Soul Society, threatening to burn away all that was within it. Yamamoto is capable of releasing this immense flames in many ways, but for the purpose of this video, we are focused on one, Zanka no Tachi North, a flying slash capable of reducing all within its vicinity to less than ash, instantly vaporizing anything that may dare come into its attack range. It is perhaps the strongest single attack within all of Bleach. Finally, we move on to the biggest of the big three, both in terms of skill and popularity, One Piece. Within the Wano arc, an inevitable clash between the Beast Pirates comes to fruition, a battle for independence, peace, and freedom. The drums of liberation inevitably beat once again, and after a dramatic transformation into Gear 5, Luffy and crew begin another assault on Kaido and the Beast Pirates. This battle concludes with perhaps the strongest techniques we've seen in all of One Piece, coming out from both sides. In terms of sheer skill, it's hard to argue against Luffy's Bargein gun not being one of the most destructive feats within the entire series. Infused with both Conquerors and Armament Haki, Luffy brings down a fist the size of an entire island. I don't really need to explain the kind of damage something like that could do if it lands. That island is just gone. In response to this, Kaido uses Shoryuken Hake, engulfing himself in incinerating flames and reaching a size comparable to an island himself. Capable of clashing with Luffy's Bargein gun, albeit losing at the end, it absolutely holds incredible attack power, as if being a literal flaming hell dragon didn't make that obvious enough. While both of these abilities are incredibly powerful in their own right, in my opinion, the strongest attack within One Piece still remains with the Whitebeard, who despite perishing so long ago, put on display one of the strongest single attacks we've seen, Sea Quick, through his Tremor fruit. Capable of tilting literal islands and seas onto themselves, this attack threatened to destroy the entirety of Marineford and had to be thwarted through the efforts of several Admiral-class Marines. Still, the ability to tilt entire islands is no joke, and in terms of ease of use and destructive capability, there's little that matches it. And with that, we reach the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to become a member of the channel. Leave your opinions down in the comment section down below, and until the next one, I'll see you. Peace.